Hi, how you guys doing? You're watching Andy WTH. I'm Andy. This is Survivor 33 edition. We just finished another week of Survivor, and holy frig, what a huge night it was. Well, let's just start off with what we know and where I think is going to go from here, which is going to be really nuts. And quite surprised what happened, too. All right, as we already know, we're going to kind of run down where the tribe was before it finished at the end of the night. Now, as we all know, one of the tribes consists of course, Taylor, which he got kind of backstabbed last week. They got rid of the showmans, so he's kind of not happy at the moment, all right? So that's kind of a wild card now against Adam. And Adam, of course, he's a guy that kind of changed things around on that end. And then, of course, then you got Ken, and you got Jessica, right? All right, this was very interesting about that little tribe, what was going on there. Remember, they were kind of talking to Taylor, right? He said, oh, this, talking about, of course, Adam. And they're like, oh, they were talking about politics and all that stuff, and of course he's saying, I really don't care about politics, right? All right, so they're kind of like, then Jessica said, he's so honest, generation or the millennials, excuse me, are so honest, but yet Adam, he's kind of more strategic, he's a little bit more dangerous. So maybe we're gonna work with Taylor and maybe get rid of Adam. That's kind of thinking at this point. So we're gonna see how that's gonna work out down the road with if Adam actually forge a relationship with Ken and Jessica, or is it going to be Taylor? Or is Taylor going to turn it back on all of them? Who knows? All right, now let's get to the other group. Of course, we got Zeke, David, Michelle, and what was the other one? Chris. There you go. Okay, so we got the four there. And Chris is kind of like a little bit on the outs on this tribe right now, right? So he definitely cannot afford to lose this week. All right, and of course, who forms a little bond over there? Zeke and Dave, all right? They're kind of like bonding and everything else, right? All right, so they're kind of forming a little alliance. And of course, just to David, to prove his loyalty or his, how can you say, trust, there you go, he decided, hey, Zeke, come here. Look what I got. I got the hidden immunity idol. Okay, dumb, all right? If you have a hidden immunity idol, keep your mouth shut, because you automatically make a target for yourself. All right, so we kind of got run down that topic there. So I think that particular group, we're going to see how that's going to get what's going to happen next week. All right, that's going to be another interesting dilemma. All right, okay? Of course, the last one, it's Hannah, Will, Michaela, Brent, Sunday, and Jay. Now, in that group there, obviously the power in that group is Michaela. She is the power, she's the beast, okay, of Survivor this year, hands down. If she could make it to the end, or excuse me, to the merge, individual challenge is definitely in her ballpark, all right? All right, so we got that part done. And who's really forming a title line? Well, that group there is kind of interesting because they don't seem, they seem to be like they want to work together, right? So it's like they all have this good feelings to one another. So we'll see how that works out next week. All right, let's get right on the competitions. All right, the luxury competition. Who came first? Of course, the team I never thought would actually come first and actually win anything. It was Zeke, Dave, and Michelle, and of course Chris. And Chris really was the power behind the win. Okay, so they get the first place prize. They had a big, very big barbecue, a chef, and they were passing gas left, right, and center. And of course, Michelle was like, "Oh my God, this is disgusting!" Right? Of course, listen, Michelle, when you're with a bunch of guys, unfortunately, they can be disgusting. It's just how it is. But, she kept her tongue. That's good. That's good. This might help out a little bit farther down the road. We're going to see. All right. So, and the other team, which came in second, which I thought they would actually come in first, it was the team of Hannah, Will, Michaela, Brent Sunday, and Jay. All right. So, they came in second. And of course, the ones that came in last was Taylor, Adam, Kent, and Jessica. All right. So they were kind of bummed out. Oh, well, what can you do? So they had and then they had like a platter of shix kebabs. That's what they won, the second place team. All right, now let's get right down to it. The competition. Wow, I really did not expect this. Again, who came in last? It was Hannah, Will, Michaela, Brent, Sunday, and Jay. So they're the ones that came in last. Now, of course, this is the problem. When you go to tribal council, right? Never, ever feel comfortable. And of course, it gone to the old tribal council. But just before that, though, this was very interesting. What Brent and Sunday, of course, they went on the beach. We're talking about, oh my God, what are we going to do, right? And Michaela, which she's already a physical threat already. So she's sitting there doing this little seashell rock show, right? Doing the old number thing. And, she's sitting there, this is what's going to happen if we do this, we do that, we vote one of them out. It doesn't matter who we vote out, blah, 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 and all this stuff, okay? And, of course, in the meantime, too, I forgot to mention this, too. Hannah, very smart cookie. I got to give her that. She noticed, or she knows, that Brent is a cop, okay? She saw right through his disguise, if you want. He said to them, I'm an undertaker, that's what I do. And she saw right through it. So good for her. That shows she's actually thinking in the game. So I can see how that's going to serve her as the game goes forward. But let's get her back to Michaela. Because she's sitting there telling me everything about the plan, how it should go, and all this stuff. And they're like, then Jay's like, she's freaking smart, okay? Then what does he do? He goes over to Jay, Will. Hey, we got to get rid of her because she's freaking smart and she's a physical threat, basically, right? See, the problem with Michaela is that she's smart, she's physical, but not smart enough. She should have kept certain things to herself because you don't want to show that you're overly smart or overly physical competition. So when she had all of it, except for one thing. She forgot she was playing Survivor. Survivor, you get backstabbed. I mean, the other tribal councils, okay? Think about it. People that she thought should have gone home, well, it didn't go home. It happened the opposite. The alliance of whichever was the dominant alliance at each tribe, well, what did they do? They turn on each other. So she should have probably thought of that. I'm just saying. But she didn't. So Jay was the one that flipped it around. The votes came out, and I was floored, but she got voted out. She was like shocked to hell that she got voted out. But how could you be shocked? If you sit and you think about it, if you're too comfortable, that's what's going to happen. Now, so we got to kind of get the shock and awe out of it. Now, next week is the merge, right? This is going to be very interesting, okay? At this point in the game, it's no longer millennials versus Generation X anymore. That's now out the door. It's going to be alliances, so on and so forth. Now, just remember, okay, like the alliance currently, that's the alliance with the tribe, excuse me, Taylor, Adam, Ken, and Jessica. Okay, one of them is pissed. Okay, it's Taylor. Who's he mad at? Adam. So they're not going to hang out and form a new alliance because Taylor is not thinking ahead, right? And Adam, of course, knows that. I'm assuming he is not going to be working with Taylor, neither. So that's one alliance out the door. So, and Taylor, of course, who is he aligned with before the split up and everything, and who's still there? Well, let's take a look. Michelle is still there, and Jay is still there. So he's still got two other people that he could work with if they get together, which I think that's what's going to happen. Absolutely, it's going to happen that way. All right. So that's how what I see. Those are going to be alliance of three, no matter what. And let's see what else we got. We got, of course, Ken and Jessica are going to stick together absolutely from here on in. And of course, the next alliance, because next week's the merge, right? David and Zeke will probably stay together, but just remember one thing though: Zeke will turn on David like that. I wish I could. There we go. So that's going to be interesting. And of course, then you'll look at Chris. Chris is kind of not very happy with Dave, so you know he's not going to work with Dave, right? We know that. And we already talked about Michelle, right? So Dave is going to probably end up hooking up with Chris, obviously, and Sunday. So that's going to be our alliance right there. And who is kind of left out in the cold somewhat? Well, my goal, my thoughts right now is going to be Will, Hannah, who else? Yeah, and yeah, that's it. I think I covered everybody. So those are ones that are going to be kind of out in the cold somewhat, and we'll see how it works out. And oh yeah, also Adam. So so those are the three that are kind of out in the cold, and Adam has a target. So Adam better look behind his back because he's got three people chasing him down. So anyway, that's my thoughts for next week, because as we all know, next week's the merge. So the game is going to change next week. But what's going to be very interesting for next week, is it going to be, because it's still going to be, there's quite a few people still at the moment. There's, I think there is, let's see, 4 and 4 and 5. That would be 8, 13. So there's still 13 people in the game. So I'm kind of thinking there could be, there could be 2 idols in play. Oh no, excuse me, immunity idols. If you want, or play for immunity. That's what I'm trying to say. You're going to have one for the guys, one for the girls. So that's what I'm thinking. It could happen that way. So it'd be 2 individual immunities. So we're going to see. If not, it'd be 1, but I think it's going to be 2 for next week. So anyways, that's what I think is going to happen. And who's gonna go up next week? Who freaking knows? But anyways, if you like what you see here, what I do, by all means, subscribe, and if you got any comments, by all means, do so. So we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. You're watching Andy WTH. I'm Andy. Thanks. Bye.